4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
What's going on, guys? Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. Show me a little love for the information I provide. I'm going to do my best to show this to you from my GoPro perspective. But if I helped you guys, you can help me. It's even if you don't come back, I make a ton of videos to help people with their motorcycle stuff, and all I ask is that you at least drop a subscription to the channel and hit the like button, drop a comment. It really helps these videos grow. It helps more people see it, and then it helps people understand the information that I have to offer to help them do things without going to a shop and spending $120 to $190 an hour having somebody fix your stuff. With me, I teach you all that stuff for free. Yes, you will need some specific tools. We'll get into all that stuff as we go here, but today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to tune a CVT on a 400 Burgman. So stock, this comes with 18.5 gram rollers, and there should be 8 of them in this CVT cover inside of here. And what we're gonna do today is take all this apart, and we're basically gonna put 23 gram rollers in there. And what that's gonna do, for you guys wondering, and I will drop the purchase link for these rollers. It requires 8 of them. These are 23 grams. I would suggest between 21 and 23 grams. Basically what happens is the heavier the weights that you put, the heavier the rollers, I should say, that you put in your CVT, the lower your RPM range will be on highway cruising. So you can get higher speeds with lower RPM range. Now, it will slightly affect your takeoff on basically whenever you're from a dead sit still, because you've added more weight. It'll take a bit more to get it going. But from my understanding and a bunch of people that have done this, between 21 and 23, you don't really notice a lot of loss on takeoff. However, when you're cruising at 70 miles an hour on here, instead of running 6,500 to 7,000 RPM range, you should be running around 5,000. So that's what we're looking for. All day cruising at 5,000 RPMs, a lot less taxing on the engine, a lot less taxing on the rear end. So that's what we're going for. So we're gonna do the simple version of taking all this apart. I'm gonna grab my power tools. I'm gonna pull this screw and this screw right here real fast. I've already taken the pop tabs out. I basically don't even put them back in because the screws do the necessary work. So I never find it's actually necessary to do the pop tabs. If you have yours in there, pull your pop tabs. There's normally one here, and that should be about all you need to pull. However, I've done this job so many times that we don't need to do that. So I'm just gonna grab this. Just gonna pull this away like that. That gives us access to all this. This is all gonna be 8mm. So grab yourself an 8mm. We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That'll pull off the plastic case. I'm gonna use power tools. For those of you guys that are interested, you should definitely invest in power tools. It speeds your life up, makes things a lot easier. So we'll crack these loose first. Back these out real quick. Like I said, make your life simpler. Why create more work for yourself if you don't have to? So, let's see if I can get up underneath here. There we go. There's a good little fight there on that one. So there's that. So we'll remove this case all at once. Like so. We'll drop our screws back in there. For those of you guys wondering, I really hope my camera angle is good for this. I'm doing my best. I can't see what it's actually providing you guys for footage, so I'm just kind of hoping. And then there's one more back here. If I can get on it. There we go. And that'll help us pull this cover right off of here. Really simple. You don't have to remove the whole floor plate like it suggests that you do in the manual. You can just pop all this right off really easily. And there you go. Now we have a bunch of these to do. If your clips are still on here, if you guys can see these clips, if they're still on there, just pull them free, get this out of the way, and then go ahead and loosen all of these. I'm gonna speed this up. You guys will see it in fast time. I'm gonna do it quickly. So let's speed this up. Okay, this is loose. Push all these back in, make sure they're all loose, make sure you can pull them out and push them back in pretty easily. That way you know they're all loose. And what you don't want to do is pull this off so fast that you end up dropping the screws. We don't want to drop the screws. We just want to pull this off carefully. There is a gasket behind this that is considered a dust seal. Mine is broken. It was broken when I got it. However, it still fits on there, so I keep putting it back on there. It's kind of a hassle because it's broken, because it takes a little bit more time to put it back on, but it is what it is. So just be careful when you pull this off. If your gasket stays and the rest of it comes off, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Just pull it off and then pull your gasket off after the fact. As you can see, they also don't have the CVT filter on here. That was the other thing that's missing. I still have to order one of those, but it is what it is. I've taken mine off a number of times now, so it should part pretty easily as long as I have the screws out all the way. There we go. Damn it. I dropped way more than I wanted to. That is not what I meant to do. Oh well. Alright, so dropped way too many screws on that one. That is unfortunate. That stuck so bad. So, alright, but it's pretty easy to tell which ones go where. The long ones go in the long holes. Short ones go in the short holes. So let's see which one we're missing here. Is that gonna fit all the way? Nope, so that's gonna take a long one, and that's gonna take a short one. There you go. And here's the gasket I was talking about. So now we got all our screws back in there. We can set this aside. And we'll set that aside. Okay, welcome to the internals. Ah, sounds so good. All right, so this is where you're gonna need one of these guys here. For those of you that do not have the ability to have a torque, basically it's a hammer wrench, torque wrench, whatever you want to call this, torque driver. These are very, very, very handy to have. So I run this on one when I do stuff like this, that way I don't rip out the threads, but I am replacing the belt at the same time, and I'm also gonna grind down the bell housing before we slap all this back together, because the inside of my bell house, unfortunately, is pretty warped. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this all apart, but for right now, for this portion of the video, we're just gonna do the main part that you guys are gonna care about. So I'm just gonna pull the clutch real quick, and that is being done with a 24mm socket. If you guys can see that, you're gonna need an impact. Basically, you're gonna need an impact driver. You can order the clutch tool, but preference-wise, guys, I say get yourself an impact driver. They are so much better, in my opinion. It makes your life so much easier, so let's go. I am intentionally doing this slow. I don't like to lose parts, and I don't like to hammer on things unnecessarily with high speed, so we don't do that. But let's pull the bell house off. There we go. Have a look inside there. There's definitely some clutch dust in there. But as you can see, this is not happy. It's very, very, very smooth. I need to resurface this, so I've got some work ahead of me for that. That's gonna be a whole fun project in itself. It is what it is. So let's pull this off, because this is what we need to get to. We need to get to the back of the variator back here to put these new rollers in there, and we're gonna do that real fast together. So, same thing, guys. Sorry if my, I know my pouch is in the way. It's normally not there. I just put those on recently, so. All right, so grab your variator, if you guys can see that. Just pull that off, lay that upright. At this point, the belt will come off of there. I'm gonna be replacing it anyway, so I'm just gonna pull the clutch forward. We're gonna go ahead and just disconnect the belt. And that is the old belt. This is the new belt that's going on there. So a little bit different. They should be the same size, pretty sure. Yes, they're the same size. So we're gonna be slapping this guy on there when I'm done. That's the old belt. I don't know when it was put on. I don't know when it was replaced. I don't know, but it's very, very shiny. and that means that it's very worn out. We don't want all that super duper shiny. This one's a little bit shiny because we played with it, but this one is very, very shiny. This one has a lot of slipping, and so we're trying to eliminate the slip. I think this is just an old belt and it's starting to wear, and we need something that's got more grab to it. So we're putting a belt that I ran on there very shortly back on there. So that's what's gonna happen with that. But let's grab this variator. You can literally just grab this thing, guys, and just pull. It'll pull this whole bracket right out with it. That's what we're aiming to do. Pull the whole, if I can get it, here, fine then. I'll pull this off separately with that. So we'll pull that out first, and we'll pull this guy out. All right, cool. Okay, so this is what we needed out. And for future reference, guys, that just goes right back in there like that. So just set that over there. Now we need a screw gun. We're gonna take these 4 screws out all the way around. That'll remove this bracket so that we can slide this whole plate out of here. So let's do that real fast. Like I said, guys, power tools are your friends. You can really speed through these jobs with power tools. There we go. All you're gonna do is reverse the steps to put all this back together. So there's that. Pop this guy off like that. Pull this off and just set this aside. Be careful because these little plastic pieces, they can fall off. We're just gonna set that there, right there. There's the old 18.5s. We're gonna take those out. And this one should drop right in there like that. There we go. So 18.5's coming out, 23's going in. I just keep bumping my head on this, man. This is no, it's normally not there. I just installed those, so. Get those old rusty dogs out of there. Boy, look how rusty those were. Crazy. Quick blow. All right. Grab this piece. Now that those are back in there, slap this back on there carefully. Make sure your plastics are all lining up. Get your plastics on there. Like so. Line this up with the 4 holes. Like that. Put your screws back in and slap this thing back together, and congratulations, you just changed the shift points. You're gonna get a lot lower RPM range on the highway cruising for all day riding. It'll be a lot less hard on your engine. It'll bring the vibrations down on this machine. It'll do a lot of stuff for you. It'll give you better gas mileage. There's a whole bunch of reasons why you'd want to do this. This is not for everybody. I just want to specify this is not something everybody wants to do. If you live in a very hilly or mountainy area, this is probably not what you want to do. But if you're like me and you're in Florida and everything's pretty much flat everywhere, yeah, this is a great modification to make for touring. Go until the motor stops. Slap this guy back in there, like so. There we go. And this goes right back on there. A little bit of work should go right on, like so. And there's that, until we're ready to put the belt back on. But I gotta do some work with this clutch. So for those of you guys wondering how to put your belt back on easily, in case you took all this apart and you got your bell house out, all you gotta do is this. Slide this forward, push the belt on carefully, lap it over this right here, get it all the way over, push that back on, Get this over that little hump right there, and boom, you're all ready to put this back together. Slap that back on, slap that back on, and just reverse your job. Tighten this down with your impact. Put it all back together and good to go. I hope that was simple for you guys. That's how you CVT tune. It's really, really simple. So like I said, just nut, bolt, variator, push this on until it meshes with the teeth and you can't turn it. You want to make sure it's against the teeth before you tighten this down. Put your washer on there. I'm just doing this carefully so it wasn't locked against the teeth. You want to make sure it's locked against the teeth before you tighten this down. I can get this guy on there. It's being stupid. I'm just giving you a visual. That's all I'm doing, guys, is giving you the visual of how this should work. So there you go. Tighten everything back down. Just make sure that this is pushed over those teeth before you start to bite down on that. Otherwise, you'll do a lot of damage to the variator. So it's very easy to screw this up. If this is not pushed against those teeth and you can easily rotate this before you start tightening, yep, you're not doing something right. That's all there is to that. So anyways, hope that helps. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. I will catch you guys on the next video. Toodles.